How many orgasm collections can NARS produce? That's the main question. But this one in specific that I'm talking about today is their Orgasm Spring 2023 collection in this beautiful pink packaging that honestly puts me in the mood that, I know that we just started winter, but soon is approaching Valentine's, and seeing this pink packaging honestly recalls for springtime, and I'm so done of these gloomy days. By the way, I film in natural light and it just feels like, oh my gosh, it's getting dark so soon, so early on the day. But anyhow, to what you came for, this collection, which comes with an eyeshadow palette, 9-pan palette, as well as a blush quad and 2 multi-use sticks. Perhaps you have already seen my shorts, or if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you have seen a little bit of the swatches and whatnot, but we will do more swatches here. I will apply it on my face. By the way, as you can tell, I have only foundation concealer on. I will be leaving all the details of the products that I'm using today, all the products about NARS. Everything will be in the description box below, along with the links for your convenience and easy shopping. Let's start first with the multiple. Okay, you can just imagine, right? Let your imagination go. But these are a multi-use stick. You can use it on your eyes, on your cheeks, on your lips. They come in 2 different shades. One, it is Orgasm that is given, and then a new shade, Orgasm Rush. These sticks, they are made in USA and they have a shelf life of 24 months. They cost, at the moment that I'm filming this video, $39. And they come with 14 grams of product. The packaging, just a simple stick, nothing out of this world. Very cute, I think. And here are the 2 shades. I have Orgasm on this side, which is that pinky tone, and then this one is Orgasm Rush, which is more of a terracotta tone. Now let's give them a swatch. Okay, this is Orgasm Rush. I know I'm gonna love this shade. It's very pretty, and it does have kind of like a satin finish. There's no glitter on it. And then Orgasm is the typical that pinky with a little bit of that gold tone in it. And again, I don't see any type of glitter, but there's a little bit of a sheen. Let's go first with Orgasm Rush, and I'm going to be using a BK Beauty 109 brush, and I'm just taking it as a blush. It's a beautiful shade, and you know what? I'm pretty sure that you can build it up. It does have plenty of pigment. Another thing to note, is not too balmy. It's not lifting up my foundation. It's not thick in consistency, but rather very thin. Now on the other side, let's apply Orgasm, and I'm going to be using a BK Beauty 112 brush. A lot more subdued. I do have a light to medium skin tone. I will be leaving the details of frequently asked questions on the description box below too, like my foundation matches and whatnot, but yeah. Now this has more of that pearlized kind of finish, which is traditional of Orgasm, whether it's the powder formula, anything Orgasm, we already know the shade. It's very beautiful, but it does have that kind of pearly kind of finish. I went ahead and removed the cream blushes because I want to try the new Orgasm 4Play Blush Quad. Look at this beauty. Let's appreciate the packaging first. This pink. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. Comes with a nice size mirror. So you have right here basically what I see, 3 blushes. One that is for deeper complexions, then these 2 right here, which are more for either light to medium skin tones, medium tan, even deep skin tones. And then you have this kind of like champagne, a little bit golden kind of highlighter kind of shade. Let's swatch it. Now what I noticed right here immediately is that all of these shades, they do have a certain sheen to them, like they are more of like a satin finish. This is the new shade Orgasm Rush, while this one is Orgasm, this one is Orgasm X, which is a shade that I really love. And then this highlighter shade is called Swinger. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's an existing shade or not, but here they are. These are the shades. Let's swatch it. The palette costs $45, is made in Italy, and it has a shelf life of 18 months. Let's go ahead and apply these blushes. I think I want to go with this Orgasm Rush because we haven't, at least I haven't seen it before. I don't know if it exists on the line or if it's new. I'm pretty sure it's a new one. I'm just going to apply it right here a little bit above. Oh, it does have plenty of pigment. And by the way, I'm using a SONIA G Classic Crease Brush. Should we do another shade here? I think let's just leave it at this shade. Just want you to really see it. This is a very pretty, like, everyday shade. It's not terracotta, truly terracotta tone, because it does have a little bit of that pink undertone to it. And then using this Hermes brush, I'm gonna go to Orgasm, and I'm gonna take this shade and apply it just a little bit towards the front, and also my nose. It's always a pretty shade. I personally enjoy Orgasm quite a bit. I know it's not a cup of tea for everybody, but it's a really beautiful shade. Going with a SONIA G Mini Cheek, I'm going to the shade Swinger, and I'm just gonna, okay, this is a really nice highlighter. It's not super beaming, it's not a luminizer, it's still a true highlighter, but it's not one that is just way too much that it just looks too fake. It actually has a beautiful undertone. It's not that golden, not too champagne that it looks too icy. So I'm pretty sure this will work for various skin tones. And also thinking about this blush palette, although I see for my skin tone this shade to be as a blush, I know that for someone that has a deep complexion, this shade can be also be used as a highlighter, because again, they are not matte blushes, but rather they do have more of like a satin finish. The next product on this collection is the Orgasm Rising Eyeshadow Palette, which comes with 9 different shades. As you can tell, it has the same outer packaging as the Blush Quad, which in a way, I wish it would have been a little bit different just to differentiate one to the other. But nonetheless, this eyeshadow palette comes with some matte shades, also metallic, some satin shades, some that they have kind of like little sparkles. It's very much a pinky, nude, neutral kind of eyeshadow palette. It costs $49, is made in Canada, and it has a shelf life of 12 months. Again, the mirror is in there, and I'm going to go ahead and swatch it row by row. Okay, these are the 3 first shades. These look pretty. But hear me out. You have Orgasm right here again. So a little bit too repetitive. I know it's a pretty shade, but come on. We had right here Hot Wire, High Speed Orgasm, second row 7 Heaven, a matte shade, Seduce and Reckless, Push It, Faster Pussycat, and Galapagos. The BK Beauty 202 brush, I'm going to go to the shade 7 Heaven. And I'm taking it above the crease. Nice matte shade, super easy to blend. REPHR 09 brush and the shade Push It, which is also another matte shade. And I'm taking it on the outer third of the eyelid. BK Beauty 203 brush and the shade Galapagos. Now this shade is very interesting because when swatching it, it is kind of like neutral tone brown, but it also has sparkles of tiny little green specks that honestly looks beautiful on the pan. And I'm going to use it on the outer third, and this is just to make it even more deeper. Now I can tell when I am applying this eyeshadow, it translates brown, like a matte brown. It doesn't really show those little specks of green. I wish it had though, but it doesn't, because when applying it with the brush at the end, the brush kind of like, you know, like dust off those little specks. So they are honestly imperceptible. With a Sigma E55 brush, I'm gonna go to this middle shade called Seduce. It's a very beautiful, like deeper pink tone with a little bit of copper. And I'm just taking it right in between that deeper shade and the middle of my eyelid. Listen, you don't need to use so many shades to create a look. In honest truth, I'm using all these shades just to really do these demonstrations, see how each of the formulas apply and blend and all that jazz. Love this shade, very pretty. Smith 253 brush, and I'm gonna go with Orgasm. And I'm taking this shade from the inner portion of the eyelid all the way until it meets with that other shade. Now, I don't think I'm liking this Orgasm shade, I guess. It's a little bit lackluster, in comparison with these middle shades. So, just wipe out this brush, and I'm gonna go now with this shade, which is called High Speed. And it is the same formula as this shade over here. And I'm applying it over top of that shade Orgasm. Also applying it on this side. I don't know if the camera will be able to tell you, but because I didn't apply the Orgasm shade right here, this is translating like a true champagne tone, while this one right here has a little bit more like a warmer tone because, again, I mixed it in with the shade Orgasm. So there was just a little slight difference, not by much though. My finger, I'm gonna go to the shade Hot Wire, and I'm just gonna dab it right in the center of the eyelid, just to create kind of like a halo effect, which I really like. It kind of opens up my eyes. REPHR to brush in the shade 7 Heaven, and I'm taking this shade beneath my lower lash line. SONIA G Flat Definer in the shade Galapagos, and I'm taking this shade on the outer third of my lower lash line just to make everything a little bit deeper and more intense. REPHR 03 brush and the shade Hot Wire, and I'm taking this shade and applying it on the inner corners, and with whatever is remaining, I'm taking it on my brow bone too. Eyeshadow look is done. I went ahead and applied some mascara, eyeliner on, and now to a very quick comparison. I do have a few NARS eyeshadow palettes, and I don't know, perhaps because of the format, I thought, oh, this looks perhaps a little bit alike to the eyeshadow palette in Uninhibited, but this one leans a little bit more cooler in tone. As you can tell, it even has a little bit more of like a cranberry undertone, a little bit just more pink. This one has some pink tones but also has some warm tones in it. So I went ahead and just swatched the Uninhibited palette right next to this new Orgasm Rising eyeshadow palette, which is here, and then Uninhibited is on this side. I also wanted to compare it to one of my favorite palettes from NARS, Wanted, but as you can see, the same thing. This one is cooler in tone. The new one is a little bit more warmer in tone, and here you have it. So this is Wanted, and this is Orgasm Rising. Now going back to the multiple sticks, you're able to use them on the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips, and I can see that very well because it's not an oily formulation, it's not too balmy, it's not too creamy. I don't feel it's a formula that is going to crease on your eyelids. It is a very not solid formula, but it does have consistency. To me, very much to the consistency of the potted cream eyeshadows from Charlotte Tilbury, but on a stick form. So I'm going to be using just a lip pencil. I'm going to apply it as lipstick. And I'm going to use the shade Orgasm Blush, which is that kind of like pinky terracotta tone. And I'm going with an Ecume W19 brush. I mean, definitely you can use it with your finger or, directly to your lips. Okay, this has more like a coppery tone. And again, right here, you can really see that sheen that I'm talking about. Okay, that's a pretty shade. Definitely, I will need a lip liner, but I really want you to see the shade all by itself. And then I'm gonna go to the shade Orgasm, and I'm just gonna grab a little bit with my finger, and then I'm gonna take it and apply it right in the center of the lips. Okay, my friends, and this is it. This is the look using the new Orgasm Spring 2023 collection from NARS. What I think about these products? Okay, let's dissect that. Starting first with the Orgasm Foreplay Blush Quad. I actually really like it. I feel that it's very versatile in terms that you do not only have, I mean, the typical, yes, Orgasm Blush, Orgasm X, but also you have these, to me, I mean, at least to me, a new shade, Orgasm Rush, which is more like a deeper, more intense kind of blush, a shade that is kind of like an everyday shade. And I'm really enjoying the pigmentation that we're receiving from these blushes, because you can go light-handed and just have kind of like a wash of color, but if you want to intensify, you can go ahead and intensify it. Although they are satin in finish, they are not the ones that truly emphasize too much my texture or my large pores. I mean, there's a little bit of that emphasizing factor because they are not matte, but at the same time, they don't carry glitter or, chunks of just glitter that it will just emphasize everything. They do not. The highlighter, I think it's beautiful too. And again, it is a highlighter that to me will cater for multiple skin tones, because it is not too light, it's not too beaming, it's not too golden in tone. It's just kind of like the middle ground. And once again, on this blush, for someone that has a deeper skin tone, definitely this Orgasm blush can also serve them as a highlighter, because again, all of these shades, they do have this satin kind of finish, that they have this double purpose as a blush, blush topper, blush highlighter kind of combination. Now let's go for the eyeshadow palette, which I think it's a very pretty palette, very feminine palette, easygoing. You have a neutral matte tone right here. This shade, I know a lot of you will be like, these two shades are too close, but this one is actually not that close. This leans a little bit more warm in tone, deeper and warmer too, bringing a little bit of a copper aspect, but without being too coppery in tone. I think these two shades are the ones that bring that kind of, again, warmth to this eyeshadow palette. Now, I love all the shades. I love all the different kind of finishes that we receive right here. If any complaint will be the shade Orgasm. I wish that they could have done it on this kind of formulation where it was like more impactful, not beaming, but just simply more metallic. This one ended up being a little bit lackluster, to be honest with you, a little bit chunky. It just didn't give me that wow factor on my eyelids like I wish it would, like I wish Orgasm will bring, that wow factor. It didn't. Okay, leave it at that. Love these two shades. This shade, actually, for not being, I don't think it's the same formulation as these two, but wow, if it's impactful too. Now, this shade right here also, it brought a little bit more promising because it's a deeper brown tone, neutral, beautiful tone with these little specks of green tone. I wish that I was able to see those green specks, but no, I didn't. Which in that case, it is more wearable for those who do, if you want just a simple matte look, you can certainly achieve it even with this shade right here, because like I said, there's no specks of whatever I'm seeing right here on the pan. I'm pretty sure that while I was blending the shade, it just poof away. Now, in terms of fallout, I didn't receive any fallout with most of these eyeshadows except for the Orgasm shade. Unfortunately, that was again crumbly, a little bit chunky, not as smooth enough. Perhaps I'm going to try to use it with my fingers, because you know that with the warmer your fingers and the natural oils that your skin produce, sometimes certain eyeshadows can be spread more easy and more even and just give all the payoff that you need to, also using it wet. So I still need to work on this one, but I love the palette. And like I said at the beginning, well, I don't know if I said at the beginning, but this palette honestly just kind of bring me in that mood of like, soon spring is gonna arrive. I know we just started with winter, but at the same time, Valentine's is coming, and that means okay, we're right in the middle of the winter time. And yeah, I'm not crazy about winter. I love summertime and I enjoy spring, except that I have allergies. Going now into the multiple sticks. I really like the formulation because again they are not balmy, they are not oily, and they have a ton of pigment. They look very nice and they are thin also in consistency. So definitely you can use it for your lips. So if you are more of like a minimalistic kind of person that you really do not want to add to your collection any eyeshadow palette, you don't want, another blush. You're like, I don't need all of these, and you just want something that you can use on your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips. Definitely, I will suggest to consider the multi sticks. I love both. I mean, like, yes, orgasm. It is orgasm. We know that everybody loves it. But this new shade, Orgasm Rush, it's a gorgeous shade that will work for multiple skin tones. And I love the fact that I can actually build on the pigment however I want it. So, already, my friends. Yep. And now for the fragrance of the day, I'm gonna go with Ballerina La Rosee from Parfums de Marly. This has beautiful notes of bergamot, lychee, pear. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh, it's just so sparkly. It's kind of like a good rosé, like that. It's sparkly, so yummy, delicious. And it has a little bit of Turkish rose, but it's not your typical rose kind of scent. This is kind of like the younger sister of Delina, who is more sparkly, more kind of like, oh, I'm going to adventure. I want to see this and I want to do that. Is that type of fragrance. Super, super beautiful. And the bottle, I mean, the bottles from Parfums de Marly, so beautiful and elegant. And what is next here on my channel? Well, I have bought the new Chanel Spring 2023 lipsticks. So rest assured, I'm gonna bring you swatches for those lipsticks. As well, I have bought the new Dior concealer, which is not a new concealer, but it's a reformulation of an OG concealer from Dior. As well, I have purchased the two primers, one in the glow version, the other one in the matte version. I also have purchased the new Guerlain Cherry Blossom lipstick that looks stunning, stunning. So if you want to see everything that is new, exciting, if you're a beauty lover, a fragrance lover like myself, if you like a little bit of fashion here and there, I will highly suggest you to subscribe to my channel because it's completely free. Ring that post notification bell because you don't want to miss any of my uploads. It would be amazing if you can come and follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. That's super, super important. And if you're not done watching my content, I will be leaving a couple other videos right here that I'm sure you're going to love. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.